Insights, Africa in Business. Delivers key insights and real-time updates on Africa's growing markets with Thami Ngubeni. The African Perspective on Channel Africa.
Channel Africa.
It is exactly 4:52 Central African time. Victor Kgomoeswana standing by as we focus on the big business stories on the African continent. Victor Kgomoeswana is author of Africa is Open for Business and Africa Bounces Back. He's also the Executive Director for Marketing and Communication at the University of Limpopo. Good to have you with us and happy Friday, Victor.
Happy Friday, Thami. Good to be back with you again.
Well, let's start off with one of your favorite countries and favorite people, Nigeria and Dangote. We see the Nigerian tycoon Muzam Mairawani planning a $600 million cement plant to rival Dangote.
In Kebbi State, I don't even think Muzam Mairawani is thinking like that. He is looking at the market that Nigeria is, and he's saying even with the two billionaires that are in charge of the Dangote Group and the VUA Group having built so much capacity, we're talking hundreds of thousands of tons here that they can produce. The growth is just too much to be left alone. This is a man whose business in 2011 started with the shipping of fertilizer and shipping of cement, so he knows the industry. Although the group has now, the MSM group has grown into fintech, oil and gas and others, he still realizes that ahead of his listing in the U.S., which he has announced he'll be doing a $225 million IPO, he has a gap that he can still fill because Africa and the infrastructure that's happening, all the intra-Africa trade that's going on will require that somebody should be able to build the railroads, the roads, the ports, the harbors, and cement goes into all of that. That is the rationale behind MSM Group doing what you're seeing about. $600 million by the standards of people like Dangote is not a lot of investment because Dangote's last investment was $20 billion in building the refinery.
It certainly pales in comparison, but what we are seeing, as you've highlighted there, more parties, taking advantage of the market that already exists in Nigeria. And looking at the DRC, another lithium exploration rights being granted?
Yeah, Cobalt. This is a Canadian, I think. It's a Canadian company. And the shareholders are the PHB Group, the Andreessen. Andreessen is a U.S. venture capital company. And then there's a company from Norway, Thami, Equinor, ASA, which if you look at Norway, you know that these are guys who know how to invest. But the two main captains of this ship are Jeff Bezos of Amazon and Bill Gates of Microsoft. They got 7 new permits to explore for lithium in the southeastern parts of the Congo. And that is a bit dicey because there is a dispute with an Australian company called AVS Minerals. They had their contract terminated by the government of the DRC. So that could come back and be a dispute that could hold back this deal. But I suppose if you're in a country like the DRC that has among the largest deposits of lithium, the world's largest cobalt deposit, and second largest copper deposits, among others, including tantalum, you are going to take a leap of faith anyway. After all, these are among the world's richest people, so they are not short of investment. But that's why they can attract the likes of Equinor in Norway and BHP Group to come along for the ride.
And we see Interpol, they're also cracking down on illegal Bitcoin miners and cyber crooks across Africa. That has been a problem for the longest time.
That's the problem, Thami, with innovation. We are told Bitcoin is the future. And the problem, people who are opposed to Bitcoin are always saying, you cannot just self-regulate when you are dealing with people's reserves. Because remember, Bitcoin, the rationale of these kinds of currencies is that you don't need the central bank. Fiat currency or fiat currency is not the way to go. But to know that 11,432 illegal Bitcoin infrastructures were destroyed, $97 million recovered. And this is just the Operation Serengeti 2.0 between June this year and August. So it's a lot of cyber crime that's happening. Angola with 35 centers and 60 Chinese nationals arrested. Zambia with about 65,000 victims or 15 individuals arrested. Ivory Coast, Libya, Ethiopia. This is a widespread problem, and I'm glad that Interpol is collaborating. You would have seen with the Interpol convention in Cape Town that was happening this week, that these were some of the discussions that came up. But it's encouraging to see that regulation is going there. The question is, Thami, do the police forces have enough firepower to fight this kind of crime?
Oh, big question, and I guess that's the question that matters. We'll have to leave it at that for this afternoon, Victor. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Looking forward to our time again next week.
Been a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's Victor Kgomoeswana. He's author of Africa is Open for Business and Africa Bounces Back. He's also the Executive Director for Marketing and Communication at the University of Limpopo. Well, that's how we come to